that men should pay for everything and be a provider for women they are dating. I think this idea pushes women into being unproductive, entitled, and lazy.
Yes.
Then you follow by saying men should provide for their wives with children who are stay-at-home mothers. Sure, but women should never rely on the man for his wallet and should be focused on their education.
Yes.
Boo.
What about it?
So I'm a little confused here. These are a bit contradictory.
So if you have children with a man and you want to be a stay-at-home mother, I think yes, then a man should provide for you and give you that lifestyle if he impregnates you and wants that from you, or if you want that for yourself. But I feel like if in this culture it's like, oh, we need to date men who are providers, and that pushes women into not being educated, not trying to get money for themselves, just which is not good.
I don't understand. Why is that not good?
I know, I completely disagree with
Yeah,
that.
I disagree with that as well.
Yeah,
But
just,
oh,
go ahead.
no. Tell me the counter arguments.
You were saying how if your husband provides for you, it insinuates that you get your education, correct? Or,
Yes.
Right? Okay. So I have many friends of mine that are stay-at-home moms, and because they're able to be stay-at-home moms, they also homeschool their kids. So while they're teaching their kids, they're also getting educated because obviously the public school system kind of sucks. So while they're teaching their kids, they're learning everything and teaching their kids, and being a mother in itself is a whole career. So that being able to care for a child is a whole education in itself.
Yes.
And they run their household, so it's almost like an entrepreneurial job.
I was not talking about stay-at-home mothers.
Oh, okay.
Yes, stay-at-home mothers, I'm all for. That's such a positive, I think, to society. I'm just talking about if you're a girlfriend to a man, like, you should not rely on his wallet. There's
That
a
I
difference if
agree.
you're legally married, and then if you divorce, like, then you'll at least be financially compensated. But there's a lot of women who are just girlfriends who rely on a man, and it could end at any moment. And they don't get an education. They just rely on a man, and then they have no backup plan, no education, which is, it's dumb.
What if they had an education before?
Then, okay. Then
It's okay.
Then they have something to rely on.
I don't
if the
think
man
so.
dumps them. But why are you relying on a man's wallet if you have no education, no backup, nothing?
It sounds like you've never had a boyfriend to provide for you.
I don't need a boyfriend to provide for me. I
So
have my
I'm
own
right,
money.
yes?
Yeah, because I don't
Thank you.
I don't need a man to provide for me.
I think it's nice when a man pays for everything but isn't your provider. I mean, I think that there's like a complete difference, but I do think that if you're not married, the money needs to be separate. But whenever I was dating my now husband, like, I expected him to pay every single time, and that's with him having he was a student and had a part-time job and didn't have that much money. So if he wasn't going to pay and didn't have the money, then he had to come up with something creative like a picnic, because I didn't like to pay. So, but I didn't rely on him financially. So I get what you're saying.
I think men naturally want to be providers and protectors, and like when we're looking to date, like right now, like I'm just starting to date someone, but I'm looking for marriage within the end goal in mind. I'm 25. Like, I think it's time. Like, you should try to get married younger, but also like be choosy with who you're picking. You shouldn't just pick any guy that has cash or someone that
Yes.
doesn't have any values. And so you should pick someone, and I'm also a Christian woman, someone that loves God first more than anything, but like wants to lay down his life for his like wife that he's looking for. And so like I think this idea of like hookup culture and like just kind of sleeping around testing the waters like is actually really harmful for women. And so we should
Yes.
look for someone that's willing to commit as a provider and protector first, like before you get married. And then once you get married, like you can continue your career, have all those things, but like ultimately I think what brings satisfactory to women is having children, and more than a career could offer.
I agree with you. I totally agree with you. When you're dating someone, you just should not date for financial reasons. You should date because you love them.
Yeah.
You shouldn't date because, oh, they can buy you this or that. And a lot of women fall onto like, oh, he has a bag, or oh, he has a good job, or this and that, and they don't look at the person underneath all of that. And sorry, I can't curse, but it messes up women.
Yeah, but the man should have a job. Like, he
Yes.
should have a stable career. He should be able to provide for a
The
bunch
woman
of kids.
and the
Like,
man. The woman and the man.
The
should.
woman doesn't necessarily
Zero.
have to.
I think
don't
you need a
that
fallback. If
have
you get
to.
divorced and you have no money, no career, what are you going to do? How are you going to support the kids that you do have?
You shouldn't be like marrying someone that you have any kinds of doubts that you're going to divorce. Like, why
Plus
are you
there's
marrying someone
legal
that you think you're going to
that help you
divorce
with
one
that.
Because
day?
it happens.
Plus, you can't
be
marry-
living in la la land that you're never going to divorce. You have to have you have to have money just in case.
That's fair,
especially-
but if
especially
that
you
is
have kids.
if that is the case, that you have a contingency plan based around divorce, then wouldn't it be fair for a man to have the contingency plan of having a prenup?
Yes.
Yeah.
Nope.
So I mean, if that's the case,
So then that
Then-
negates your whole point right there.
No prenup.
yeah. Well, it'll
gonna have
essentially
kids
just
with me,
know.
pay
Yeah,
child
it'll know your
support.
position, right? Because if you're saying women need to have some type of way to fall back post divorce, and men also should, then essentially the only option then would be a prenup, right?
No, no prenup, never, never.
Why? That's
What do you mean? I'm gonna
So then
literally
why
give
are
you
you
my
argu- why are
but
you
you can't
arguing
give
that?
me like your money.
Oh,
no.
wow. Thank you so much.
No,
wow,
why-
you gave someone your. Wow.
Because why
that's
are you
made out of
arguing
fucking
that-
gold. It was spun by Rumpelstiltskin himself. It was made out of gold. The thing is like, so what? He's giving you his too. Like, what is the what
But
is like the
because-
great grandiose thing that
Do
he's
you,
being
so
gifted?
do you agree with a
exactly?
prenup?
Yeah, I think that, especially from a secular perspective, I can't think of a single reason why a secular man should even get married. I couldn't give you a single
I agree.
secular argument for why a secular man should even get married. It
It's
makes
true.
zero
It's-
sense. You can get all
it's
the
not on your-
benefits.
on
Hang
men's
on. Let me
side.
explain the argument, then respond to it. Okay? It makes no sense for a secularist to get married. None. I've never been able to figure out a really good argument for why. As it turns out, you can get all of the shit that you want from a woman without ever being married to her and putting yourself in that type of situation where you could be set up for a massive amount of pain because the courts are biased towards men when it comes to divorce. So from a secular perspective, I can't even offer a single argument for why secularists should get married. I can't offer one.
I completely agree with you. I think that if you get married, it's because you're religious. That's it.
Yeah, but the thing is that if you enter into a religious marriage with a woman, unfortunately, the state still comes in. So I would say get a covenant marriage, and I would leave the state out of it altogether. I think that having the state involved with marriage licensing is fucking stupid. And if you're getting married for religious purposes, then why aren't you getting married through the church? Why are you wasting your time with the state at all? Entering into the state contract still gives her incentives to eliminate the marriage. And if it gives incentives to eliminate the marriage, you have a big problem on your hands.
Well, what I am confused about is that she's arguing that men should have the right to get a prenup, but she's also arguing that men should take care of women after
Yeah,
they're
because
married. if they
she's
get
trying to be consistent with her position, which I have respect for.
She's
so her
not. She just-
position,
she just
yeah, but
countered
it's
herself.
consistent. Yeah, but it's consistent. So she's saying if women are preparing to have a contingency, then it's okay for men to as well. That's consistent. That's at least a consistent position.
I'm so happy
you
that
know,
you gave her that out and answered for her. Thank you.
Well, I didn't answer for her. I explained the position.
That's not yours. It was. I was asking her.
It doesn't need to be mine to explain the position. Like, you
So-
understand? I can understand what a person says and not be speaking for them, right? So I'm not giving an answer from her worldview. I'm just telling you what the worldview is. She's consistently saying if there's an out for one, it's consistent. If there's an out for another, I don't even know. Like, what is the actual argument you have against that? It doesn't nullify it. So what is the actual argument you have against
She just said that if a man and a woman get divorced, then the woman should have something to fall back on if
Yeah.
the man's taking care for all their bills.
Yeah, but she says that a woman should be falling back on their education and that men should be falling back on a prenup. That's what she's saying.
Okay.
Yeah. Am I wrong, or is that what you just said?
No, that's exactly what I just said.
Yeah, got it.
Did you also have something else to say? I saw you like come in right before.
No, he explained it.
Does
He
every-
answered for her. It's okay.
I didn't answer.
No, I
also-
didn't answer for her. All I
answered.
did was reiterate the
But I wanted
position
to
so that you
ask
understood it
you-
because you clearly didn't understand it. Now,
What-
it is possible that you just didn't understand what she said, and I'm being very charitable about this, right? So,
Why would you go against me wanting women to get an education?
I'm not against that.
Okay.
But I'm also not against men paying for women's everything. In fact, I believe that they
I
should.
didn't say that. I said married.
And I'm saying even if they're dating, I don't see anything wrong with that.
I don't think we should take advantage of men like during the dating phase. I think
If they're
that
willing to do it on their own, like you said, it's innate for them, it's nature. They
in a
want to provide.
marriage, when you're committed to someone for your whole entire life and you've made that commitment and you've said no to everybody else but just to that person. But if you're going around just looking for different men that you can just take advantage of and just take things from, then that's wrong. You shouldn't
And
take advantage of
I
men.
didn't say I wanted to take advantage of men. That's your opinion. I respect it. I just have a different opinion, and we can end it there.
Sure.